off of what you said, I want to go back to regionality, culture, and New York City. New York City to me is, New York not even a city, it's an island.
It's a world.
But the thing about New York is an isolated world that beats within itself and it unifies against the world. New York is, to me, is like the Game of Thrones. You have the land mass, but you got the bridges that separate each part. So a Harlem dude is different than a Brooklyn dude, different than a Bronx dude, different from Manhattan, different from, they're all different.
We the only city like that.
It's all different. And within those differences, you have pockets of culture that represent those differences. New York is the NBA of all things. And unfortunately in the NBA, it's like Texas almost. And the way I say Texas because you got like 3 teams in Texas. You'll have 1,000 teams in Brooklyn. They're all MCs and they're all different. But then again, they're fighting for the one position.
Yep.
It hurts the culture when, like you said earlier, you're a Hispanic or Latino rapper. You're this rapper, you're this rapper. Instead of being appreciated for the gift that you had. On your YouTube, I researched, you have a black and white spoken word, which I think is a classic.
Thank you. Hello, America, right? No, the other one, if these were just words.
These are just words. When you said, I'm not a rapper, I'm a poet.
I'm not
And you talk, and you talk about how you go into the wordplay more than giving you just beats and rhymes.
Right.
What does it mean to be an orator, and what does it mean to be heard and not just listened to?
Well, I feel I could get my point across a lot more. Like I tend to grab the people's attention more. Like it's almost like the psychology of when somebody's arguing with you and you lower your voice like this. It makes them stop arguing. Like they could be as mad as they want, but if they can't hear you, they just hear your lower tone. They automatically like, yo, what you say? You know what I'm saying? So I feel that's the same way like a cappella and spoken word. So when I do that, usually when I do a show, I'll do my spoken word first. So they can see that I'm different off the bat. You know, cause everybody say how you different. So I feel not only is my music different, but I'm different. I do spoken word and I don't do it about, negative or bullshit concepts, you know what I'm saying?
You can curse. I mean, this is free conversation. This is free conversation.
No doubt.
So, but see, that's the thing that makes being an MC an art.
Right.
There was a movie that came out that says, I think it was Rhymes Over
Rhyme and Reason.
No, the one with Tiana Taylor that the RZA did with Common and Jill Scott. It was on, I can't remember the name. I apologize. Yeah, it's on Netflix. And they said that hip hop and rap is the bastard of poetry, basically, because poetry will open the mind while hip hop keeps the mind closed.
Wow.
I beg to differ. I think it's different.
You think it's different?
Well, we in Harlem. Let's talk about the Harlem Renaissance. If it wasn't for Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston putting art to the struggle of the people through racist yet inner city joy and pain, a lot of people wouldn't understand the experience of what it is to be inner city culture. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever, I don't care. Just inner city voices were not heard. Now with poetry, you can articulate how your lady is fine even when she's sick or unhealthy. Yet in hip hop, you could also show the world that your lady could be fine, sick and unhealthy, but the music along with the message would travel the world a little farther than just an empty wordplay.
Right.
Being a person that writes, because I could tell you write, because you have specific word usage with meaning, not just placement. Being a writer, a poet, an MC, and an orator, which is a teacher, how important is it for you to make sure that every word gravitates to the ear rather than fall on deaf tone?
It's very important because nowadays people don't want to see a video for more than 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So you could have all the bars in the world. If that first 4 words, you know what I mean, don't grab your attention, most they clicking. You know what I'm saying? Like I studied. You know how like when Big Daddy Kane and Rakim, like If you ask anybody, sing me something from this song, I guarantee you it's gonna be the first line. I came in the door, I said it before, and then they won't even know what happened after that. But they know that first line. That first line is what registers, and it's what grabbed your mind and never let go. You know what I'm saying? It's even when you meet somebody, the first words out their mouth, you already got an idea who this person is.
Yeah. Tone, inflection, placage, attitude,
everything.
And
So they gonna hear all that in your first bar. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like I'll take my time. You know, if I'm in a session with people and they want to come up with the song right there, I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? I could do that, but I like to take my time. You know what I'm saying? I like that better.
I appreciate that because you actually set up my question perfectly.
All right.
And it was a great philosopher, Socrates, Plato, whatever. And they said the world is a stage and everybody plays a part and everybody wears a mask. Your profession is to take the stage and to teach and inspire and educate and entertain. What is the role you want to play in hip-hop so your legacy is pronounced and remembered no matter how many years from now this is seen?
I want to be the one that showed people never give up. I want, cause you know, all the MCs now, or even back then, you know, they symbolize success. They symbolize your dreams. Like, you know, as a fan, you watching and you like, yo, one day I'm gonna be like Big Daddy Kane. Nobody ever made you hear their music and say, I want to be myself.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Because we each are special. We all stars, you know what I'm saying? We all got great minds. We just got to use it and find out. Some people, you might think they don't have a great mind, but they just got to find that in themselves. And they're never going to find it in themselves if they keep on hearing this bullshit and all they doing is, you know, losing themselves. So I feel that's very important.
So as I'm seeing as an artist, define self and how do you keep it true?
Keep it like if you hear my music and you know me personally.
Well, when they hear your music.
Oh, right. When you hear my music and you know anybody personally, you hear me, you ain't never gonna hear me talk about I sold drugs. You never gonna hear me talk about I bust my gun. You never gonna hear me talk about yo I robbed a nigga. Like it's cool. You never gonna hear me talk about, you know what I'm saying, things like that's a loss. And even back in the day, people said keep it real, but if you hear the music, half of them didn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But with my music, you're not gonna hear nothing I never did. You know what I'm saying? And the way I express myself is different through every song. Like the Just Do It song.
I love that song.
Thank you, my bro. But that
and the video was dope too.
Thanks. People would say that's hardcore hip hop, but if you listen to it,
that was truth bars.
That's all it is.
That was truth bars.
But it was the delivery and the beat, so it sounds hardcore. But that's because of my word and my delivery. But if you listen to the words, I'm not saying I'm shooting nothing. I'm not killing nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Even in the video, you gave the gun to dude.
Yeah. Yeah. That was trying to get the gun to get the rent money up.
Right.
I'm trying to give him the shit. I don't need this. I don't want this shit. Yo, take it.
Yeah.
He didn't want that.
Yeah. So I paid attention to the visuals as well.
Yeah. So I just took it back, kept it myself. But the concept of that was, no matter what you got to do in life, get up and do it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it like I could have gone the basketball route, the typical. Well, just do it. Try to do something. Nah, I wanted to do something that people can relate to. Everybody got to pay their rent, B.
And that was what I want to touch on. The realest part of the video that stood out to me was the message. That was your sister. That's what the character of your sister, and she's studying, getting school done. And you're like, no, I got it. I'm the man of the house. I got it. But even when you took care of it, when she came back in, like, guess who got this? And you reached for your protection, but you was like, okay. And she came like, guess who got this? She was like, good. And because you got that, here's your reward because I'm holding you down. Man. And I'm going to still take care of the rent. And she's like, you ain't do that yet. You're like, whoa, I got you. I got it. But remember, this is for you. You worked hard. You deserve the play.
That's lost nowadays. Chivalry is dead, yo.
Is it?
And our new generation, I'm not talking about with like the older us.
No, man.
I'm talking about like the young people. They don't respect themselves, man. You know, we gotta change that. You know what I'm saying? A lot. I see a lot of disrespect going on in our communities as far as the youth. You know, I know when I was a kid, if I would have walked showing my ass,
Yeah, you got your mom book.
what? I
Yeah.
would have got my ass beat by people that wasn't even in my family.
Yeah.
And they would have brought my ass home to my mom's, and and I would have got another ass whooping.
No, I
You know,
understand.
not only that, you know, I ain't gonna speak against it, but I come from an era in New York where we took pride in the fact that there was no gangs out here.
Yeah, we only had crews, like in Jersey. That's how they did. We
And
had crews.
this was just 2000 what, 8, 9 when Ja Rule came out with the I got 100 guns, 100 clips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you know Onyx.
Yeah.
We don't throw
No
gang signs in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like you blink your eye,
And then there's gangs everywhere.
and New York changed completely.
But you know what? That wasn't even a hood thing. That was a government thing.
No, I know.
So
No, actually,
and how they
of
took
course.
people from
Of course.
Cali and put them in prisons in other parts of the nation
course,
to try to
of
infiltrate.
course, of
So yeah,
course.
we know. I mean, but to finish this part of the interview, I ask you this. Because I want to go into the stigma of being Hispanic and how you overcome it through your music. One thing about Will Porter that I get, besides the music, is that Will Porter is very crisp and direct with his words. So your manhood and your integrity is something that you shine through. Let's just finish this on this note. We could talk about generations and legacies, but when it comes to you yourself, what does it mean to keep your manhood intact and to display it to show not only camaraderie but respect in the craft that you've chosen?
Well, first I'm a father.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's dope.
So my son is 14. He can't be seeing his daddy rapping about some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when like it goes back to me putting thought into my words and making sure I got a message and making sure not only when I write my rhymes, I kind of step out and I kind of make myself like I visualize me being Redman or me being KRS or me being one of my favorite MCs listening to me rap. You know what I'm saying? So when I write my rhyme, it's like I'm kind of writing it to see, you know what I mean? Subconsciously, yo, is it up to their standard? You know? And that's something I keep doing. So I feel, especially having a son and all the old kids, they look up to the older people regardless of what people think, man. That 13-year-old, if you got a brother or a nephew, believe he look up to you, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and some people might feel down and depressed and they feel like nobody cares about them, but people still look up to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we get lost because you start not caring and then the kid, 13-year-old, next thing you know, he's in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I feel through my music, I gotta come official. There's no other way to do it.